Chris here, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to a 2-day reading vlog to wrap up February. Oh boy, do I have a lot of books to get to in the last 2 days of the month. So it is actually around 2 in the afternoon on Monday, so I've already made some progress. I have picked up Speaking Bones, and I am now on page 697. So I've read like 50 pages, and I would like to get through the rest of this, hopefully today. We'll see. Mainly because I would also like to read all of this in the next 2 days. So we're going to see. I have a very, very, very ambitious 2 final days. In addition to that, I have 3 other books that I'm in the middle of. The first being Color Me In, which is the last book from my Phase 10 TBR, but I had to skip, so I don't necessarily need to finish this, but I would like to. A Psalm for the Wild Built, which shouldn't take me very, very long. Considering, I mean, it's a short book, it wasn't a long audiobook, and I can listen to audiobooks ridiculously fast. So I would like to get back to this. And then Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I started at the beginning of the month, was loving, and then sat down for Polarathon and just never went back to. So my goal would be to read the 4 books I'm in the midst of and Before They Were Hanged. And I don't know how realistic that is, but we're going to try. So like I said, a crazy, like, insanely big TBR for 2 days, but I have faith that I can make at least a really, really good dent in that. So that is my plan, and we're going to see how I can do. So I will check back in later tonight and let you know how I did today. So it is now Tuesday afternoon, and I thought I would check in because I finished a book. I finished Color Me In. So I think I'm giving this book 3.5 stars. In this book, we're following Nevaeh, who is half Black, half Jewish, and her parents are in the midst of a divorce. And she's currently living with her mother's family, who they had been estranged from, and is really struggling. Her dad wants her to have a bat mitzvah. Her mom is depressed. She is white passing, so one of her cousins is really hassling her because she wants Nevaeh to realize the privilege that she has. And Nevaeh is just struggling to find her place post her parents' breakup. So the reason I'm giving this book 3.5 stars is because I think it was trying to do way too much. There was just so much going on. She was facing bullying at school, issues with family, like her mom's family, who she's been estranged from, issues with both of her parents, struggling to fit in, dealing with her cousin. And we have our star, Cielo! Dealing with her cousin wanting to recognize her privilege, meeting a new boy she liked, dealing with some best friend drama. Like, it just tried to cram way too much into one book, and I don't know that I really enjoyed a lot of what was going on just because there was so much going on. So it had an interesting premise, and I liked that there was some rep in it, but I just feel like it would have been better if it had picked maybe 1 or 2 of those things to focus on instead of like the 6 or 7 things that it tried to focus on all in one book. And then my other update is that I've made some more progress on Speaking Bones. I am now on page 924. I have a little over 100 pages left. Oh my god, this book will never end. I feel like I've been reading it for about 6 years instead of like the week I've been reading it. I am very, very ready to finish this book. That is the priority today. I'm going to finish this book, if it's the last thing I do, I think it's feeling 4-star. Unless something crazy happens at the end, it could dip down to 3.75. I don't think it's going to get any lower than that, but I don't see it getting much higher than a 4.25. So somewhere in that range. I just feel like there was a lot of things so far that have been added into this book that could have been cut out that didn't really add to the overall story. But with 100 pages left, maybe they will tie in at the end. I'm so ready to be done with this book because, like I said, I feel like I've been reading it for 6 years. So that is my update. I don't think I'm going to get to all of the other books I wanted to get to just because there's only so many hours in the day and I just won't have time. But I'm definitely going to be finishing this because I think it'll take me like another 40 minutes or so. She's so helpful, guys. And then I'm going to dive into this and read as much of this today as I possibly can. So we will see how far I get. And I will check back in with you probably tomorrow morning because I've been going to bed before midnight. So I will probably just crash when I'm tired. So I will check in with you tomorrow morning to let you know how I did. It is Wednesday, which means it is officially March, which means it is time to wrap up February. So, I finally managed to finish Speaking Bones. I've already sent it back to the library, as it was like a week overdue. I'm giving this book 3.75 stars. I think that there was a lot of stuff in it that didn't need to be in it, and it was just way, way too long. I started off really, really enjoying it, and it was just like in the middle, I felt like it got bogged down and slowed down, and there was, like I said, stuff in there that didn't necessarily need to be in the book to feel like the story was satisfying. So it's just like, okay, can we get to the point now? Like, I was very ready for the book to end by the time I got done with it, so I don't think I can go any higher than 3.75 stars. And it is mind-boggling to me that the author said that essentially book 3 and book 4 are supposed to be read as one cohesive book, which I understand with the way book 3 ended, but book 3 was over 800 pages and this one was over 1,000 pages, and I'm just like, I can't imagine reading one 1,800 page story. So yeah, I'm really glad it wasn't one long book, because I don't think I could have gotten through it if it had been. Then I started Before They Were Hanged. I only managed to get to page 68. I was getting very burnt out on adult fantasy by this point. I was legitimately dreading picking this up, not because I didn't want to read it, but because I needed something that wasn't adult fantasy. And that seemed to be all I read towards the end of February. So I'm very happy to say that there's not as much of it, I don't think, on my March TBR. So that'll be nice. Though I do have the sequel to this on my March TBR, which is a little different because it means I can read this series back to back, as opposed to bouncing between 5 separate adult fantasy series. So maybe that'll help. We'll see. And the other book I managed to finish is A Psalm for the Wild Belt. And I gave this book 5 stars. This follows a tea monk and a robot. And we basically just see them go on a journey together and develop a friendship. I really, really, really love this book. I had heard nothing but great things about it. And, well, everything I had heard was absolutely right. It feels like a cozy sci-fi, which I love because I love having found cozy books that aren't mysteries, because I really, really love cozy mysteries. So it's been fun to find some cozy fantasies that aren't also cozy mysteries, and now a cozy sci-fi. So hopefully I will find more of that in 2023. And I mean, this is the first book in a series, so I will definitely be picking up the sequel to this because I really, really enjoyed this. I did not get through all 5 of the adult fantasies at the end of the month like I'd hoped, but I'm just glad I finished Speaking Bones. So I will take that as a win. And I think that's all for this vlog. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me tea and robot emojis in honor of our tea monk and our robot. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!